Shady, I know this upset you when I said it the first time. I feel bad for Bronny.
I don't.
He didn't choose this life, man. This life chose him. Bronny is Bronny because he's LeBron James Jr., literally carrying his dad, one of the greatest basketball players ever, last name. And now he's at a combine, which he probably shouldn't be in. He should probably still be in college. But he's at this NBA draft combine because of his dad. All this pressure, all this expectations, all of this hype because of his dad. And now he got to live up to it. My reaction to that was really just feeling bad hearing the quote because I'm like, this dude has to live a life that I don't know if he would have chosen if the life didn't necessarily choose him. Shady McCoy, what was your reaction when you heard Bronny say, look, I'm trying to get to the league. I'm playing with my dad. I'm trying to get to the league.
I do not feel bad for Bronny, right? I'm happy for Bronny. First of all, he instantly just becomes the most popular kid in the school because of who his dad is. These little perks you have, my son, right, and I ain't nowhere like LeBron, but you should see him walk around. You see Shady McCoy, my dad, right? It come with perks. So I'm happy for Bronny. And everybody's hating, he shouldn't get this, he shouldn't get that. Who cares, right? In life, nothing's fair. I look at Giannis, right? I don't know nothing about his brother. I know this. He in the league making money. I don't know how good he is, but he gonna be there for a long time.
Sure.
The thing with
you
Bronny
don't know how good he is?
Yeah, I don't, do y'all? I don't know. I like him on the team, though.
But here's a part of the dilemma, though, Shady. People joke about Thanasis. Like, people joke about him, the laughing stock.
I mean...
People joke. I don't, but people do. Look at this. Look at this man. He hasn't stopped laughing since.
He might be making one of us. I don't know. This what I will say, though, about Bronny, though. When I watch Bronny play, right, and I guess he's so young, we haven't seen the best of him. We don't know what his ceiling is. That's the thing about him is, like, when I look at these guys that get drafted now, even the top guys, the top threes and all that, back in the days, I feel like the top draft picks would be stars, right? Now it's not like that. Now they're drafting guys because they're young, they have the potential. He's 17, he's 6'9" with a wingspan. He's got to get better, he's got to get taller, he's got to get bigger. So I get what they're doing. But if you look at LeBron, right, 6'1", 6'2", Bronny, he's athletic as hell, can jump out the gym, right? He can shoot the three ball. He's super intelligent and smart, gets that from his pops. There's a lot of guys that can be like that. I look at a guy like Patrick Beverly, right? Now, people joke about him, but if you look at his career is solid. I think people come at him more just because of the attention he gets compared to what he does on the court. But if you can play solid defense, shoot the three ball well, right, and be a smart player, you can play this game for a long time. Kyle Lowry, right? Kyle Lowry, I mean, he had some success, but it wasn't like that in the beginning. It took some time. The team, and finally got a team that loves me, played good defense, made a career of itself. The thing is, like, everybody wants LeBron James' son to be LeBron James. It doesn't work like that. Look at those other greats. Kids ain't even playing.
That's why it's hard for me, Joe. I think about Jerry Rice, greatest receiver, maybe James Jones of all time, many would say. His son, Brendan Rice, just got drafted in the 7th round. Y'all been keeping up with that. Jerry and Brendan, they put out comments about, like, man, I was late, da-da-da-da-da. Think about Frank Gore, Shady Frank Gore, one of your homeboys. Frank Gore Jr., we thought he'd get drafted in the 6th round. His son signed as an undrafted free agent to the Buffalo Bills. Emmitt Smith's son, I think he went to Stanford. He didn't want to go to Florida as a running back. Barry Sanders' son. All of these great sons, there's so much pressure there that if you're not as good as them, regardless of how good you are, it's still like Jerry Rice's son got drafted.
Yeah.
They got drafted in the 7th round. And now it's the sad thing. Talk to me, James Jones.
I think Bronny is going to be a solid NBA player. I do.
I do, too.
I think Bronny has the athletic ability to play in the NBA. He's extremely smart. He can shoot it. I truly believe he's more athletic than Pat Beverly. I think he can shoot it better than Pat Beverly. So I think he does have a future in the NBA. Is he got one leg up because his dad is LeBron James? Sure. And I think that's why he made those comments that I want to earn my own stuff. Because I think that's the toughest part about being a superstar son, right? My kids are football players. They grow up, they're going to play football. Who knows where it may take them? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they are trying to make their own name. I think it's us that says, oh, Bronny got to be this, and Bronny got to be that, and Bronny got to do some of the stuff LeBron. No, this man is one of the greatest basketball players to ever play. People say Michael Jordan or LeBron James. That's what they say. So if we trying to keep him to that standard, he's never probably going to get to that. But the kid is more than capable of playing in the NBA from what I've seen athletically. I know people would want to go to stats. Well, he had 3 points at USC. All that stuff is cool. It's been dudes that came off the bench in college, and you drafted off of upside and all that ability. I think this kid has the ability to play in the NBA. You got to get away from LeBron James' son, and I know that's probably never going to happen, but you got to let this young man make his own way, man.
That's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
But
I know it.
it doesn't matter that it's never going to happen. Here's the reality. Nikola Jokic is the greatest basketball player walking the planet right now, right?
True.
He is not LeBron James.
No.
He is the best basketball player on the planet. He ain't LeBron James. There's like one other guy that we think is better than LeBron James, some people. His name is Michael Jordan. So the expectation that LeBron James Jr. would be as good as LeBron James is silly, because I don't expect Jokic to be as good as LeBron James. I don't expect anyone to be as good as LeBron James. So why would I expect why would we get granted the gift of the basketball gods that LeBron James Jr. would be as good as LeBron James? I don't have anything close to that expectation, because I don't expect that of the best basketball player that is playing basketball right now today. No one is LeBron. For him to get away from LeBron James is not possible. Not only are you named after him, you are playing the sport that he was either the best player or the second best player of all time doing. Of course you're going to be compared to your father. And I don't like to speak on men's business, right? Because I'm not a man, and I don't like when men speak about women's business. Y'all know what you're talking about. So I'm going to speak from my perspective. I feel like my perspective on these kinds of relationships with men and their sons is that men and their sons tend to go through this space where you want to break away from what your father had planned for you. You want to pave your own way. You want to prove yourself as a man. You want to separate, right? Like, this is an experience I have observed men experiencing. I am not saying that because I am not a man, so I'm solely speaking from my observation. You all tell me if I'm wrong, that this is somewhat of a common experience regardless of what you do, whether your father is LeBron James or not. True. You want to make your own way. So I very much empathize with where he's coming from and what he's saying. Because of the sport he has chosen to play, which is basketball, which his father played at the highest level possible, he's never going to separate from some level of expectations. And nor is he going to separate from the fact that we are going to assume in some ways that he is there because of his father. The only way that he can put any kind of separation between him and LeBron is through his work, through what he does. That's all you can do. And if you come out and have a great career, it's not, if you get drafted at all, if you play any time in the NBA at all, that's a massive accomplishment. My brother is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Both of his sons play football. If they get drafted at all, that is an incredible accomplishment. To be drafted in any professional sport is an incredible accomplishment. Forget all that. To play D1 basketball is an incredible accomplishment. We're talking about 1% of 1% of 1% here. So to put these crazy expectations on him is unrealistic. It's always been unrealistic, because I don't expect Jokic to be LeBron James. I'm just interested in seeing what he does with his career.
Go ahead.
I mean, and he don't even, my thing is, like, he don't have to even be better than LeBron. Like, for himself to make his own way, like, just be your own type of player.
Here's why I feel bad. Because regardless of what he does, people will say it's because he's LeBron James' son.
Not once he starts playing.
Yeah.
LeBron has nothing to do with what he does on the court. That's what I'm saying. Once he starts playing basketball, LeBron is not walking up beside him playing defense so that he can shoot.
Say, for example, he's playing with the Lakers, because LeBron has made it very public he wants to play with his son.
Yeah.
If he's playing on the Lakers and he's on the court, people will be saying
but
it's
what
LeBron.
he does on the court is the separator.
But the fact that he's on the court, like what I'm saying,
that's fine. You're not going to get away from that, though.
But here's my thing: is like it's difficult because we've been in situations. I've been in situations. Obviously, I have an older brother that played in the National Football League. Acho, you're only here because of your brother. At least at Texas. Obviously, since then, my career has ascended. But at Texas, you're only here because of your brother. Even though I balled, All-American, all this, you're only here because of your brother. You still have to deal with that.
Yeah, but you eventually got drafted. People still, we could go on Twitter right now, someone's telling me I'm here because of Jason.
Correct.
And you know what the tweet under that will say? I had no idea that Jason was her brother. Because you paved your own way. Not because of the door you got in. It's what you did when you got there. So what I'm saying is once he gets on the court, whether it's because LeBron got him there or not, whatever, who cares what people say? If he can play NBA basketball, he can play NBA basketball. It doesn't matter how he got there.
Well, my thing is like, why it matter, though?
Right.
I agree with people saying it, but, like, I mean, eventually, like, does it matter? Because he's going to the NBA right now. But his whole life, I'm sure, he had to deal with that. right? Your brother, LeBron, and his son, right? You had to deal with this since you've been a little kid, I'm sure. Yeah. So you're used to it. That's why I think now is like, especially now with social media, yo, if you're gonna be an athlete, and it's hard because we are sensitive, you gotta have thick skin. And if you don't, you weak. And you always gonna be dealing with this. You're not gonna be worried about, man, how do I play tonight? You gonna worry about, man, bro, they worry about because my dad got me here. Who cares about all that? I hate people that do that. Like,
but the only way that is going to matter is if he stinks. That's the only, like, eventually at Texas, you're a captain, you balling. Once you started balling, you can't walk up to Acho no more and say, you here because, do you see what I'm doing, bro? Like, you my backup. So what did you do? You know what I'm saying? So if he gets on the court and does what he's supposed to do and shows the team that he's a good player, I don't think it matters. LeBron's son, Michael Jordan's son, I don't think it matters if you're doing your job.
I'm Team Bronny, dog.
I hope he does.
Team Bronny the whole way, man. Let's see what happens. Team Bronny, baby.
As we all are, for clarity. As we all are.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.